are live! Welcome everybody to Bet Edge on this beautiful Wednesday, February the 8th. My name is Sean Carrier. I'll be your host, breaking down these NBA games with you today. We've got a huge slate of games, 10 or 11 games on this slate, I believe, and some spots I really like. So without any further ado, let's dive right into it, and let's chase this paper, guys. The first game that we like here, that we want to get to, Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks. This line stood out to me right away. It's at 4 points. It opened at 3, and now is sitting at 4. Everybody seems to like the Bucks tonight, and I kind of just don't get it. I do kind of feel like the public has been overvaluing this Bucks team a little bit all year. I mean, if you look at it, they're not a 500 team. They're 22 and 28. Not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination, and we've got a Miami team right now that they are world beaters. They have beaten just about everybody in their way. They have beaten everyone in their way in their last 11 games. Actually, the last time that this Miami Heat team did lose was to this very Milwaukee Bucks team. I wrote it down here. When was that? 11 games ago. The last time Miami lost, it was here in Milwaukee. So as you can see here, just below my head here in the line history, opened at 3. We're now sitting at 4. And the betting percentage, consensus analysis, everyone's firmly with the Bucks. 57% of the public, 76% of covers experts. That's a lot. These two teams have played each other 3 times this year. Milwaukee has lost 2 of those 3. The home team has won each of those meetings. So not too much stock to put in that, but just knowing that this Miami Heat team was able to beat Milwaukee twice when they weren't playing great. I mean, I believe they were 11 and 22 before this streak, and one of those wins came against this Milwaukee Bucks team. So if they can beat them when they weren't good, they should beat them when they're hot. That's the way I'm thinking about this game, at least. Just looking at the rest here, nothing too crazy for Miami. They're coming off a one-day rest. Last game in Minnesota. That flight's not too long, so there shouldn't be a problem there with rest. No back-to-backs for quite a while for this team. Milwaukee actually coming off 3 days rest here. Their last game was on the 4th of February at Phoenix. They're also returning from a short little road trip out west there. You see they went to Utah, Denver, Phoenix, and now back home, changing a time zone. That first home game after a road trip, I noticed some teams really kind of struggle with those games. So that's something to keep an eye out tonight to see if Milwaukee kind of starts slow with a little bit of rust. Officials for tonight's match, Rodney Mott, C.J. Washington, and James Williams. I don't really have a problem with either of those gentlemen. None of those officials are egregiously bad to me. Won't change my outlook on this game too much. So this is the interesting part here that I saw breaking down this game, is how these teams perform on days rest. So Miami coming off the NBA average of 1 day rest, 16 and 18, just about 500, just about a 500 team, scoring about the same amount of points, giving up about the same amount of points. So nothing too crazy there. It's when we look at Milwaukee. Coming off 3 days rest here, they are 0-6 straight up, 0-6 against the spread. They average their lowest points for under 100 and their highest points against 108.2. So their offense gets worse, their defense gets worse. It seems to be they do not handle the extra rest well. So if you couple in that they might have the rust factor, first home game, a little bit of rust with 3 days off, I expect that to work against this team a little bit. I think there is an edge there for Miami. And getting down to the injuries, Dion Waiters probably not playing tonight. I think that's why you're seeing the line move from 3 to 4, and why you're seeing so many people jump on the Bucks here. Not a knock against Dion Waiters, but this Miami team has just been rolling players in and out of this lineup all year, and it hasn't seemed to affect them too much, at least of late. I mean, Winslow's been out for a while. McRoberts, I can't remember the last time he played. Richardson's been in and out of the lineup all year. So Waiters shouldn't hurt them too much, especially they do have some depth at that position with Tyler Johnson. James Johnson can slide over there. They've got some guys that they can plug in, and I don't think that loss is going to hurt them too much. I mean, it's not Dion Waiters is not a bad player, but he's not an all-star by any stretch of the imagination. Another thing that I like in this game, Milwaukee just made a trade. They traded Miles Plumlee for Spencer Hawes and Roy Hibbert. So they've had that time off, and they're trying to work new players into the lineup. I think we've all seen that usually takes a little while. Just thinking of the last NBA trade that was completed, Kyle Korver going to the Cavs, and they did not have a great first week with Kyle Korver. I remember them losing some games that they absolutely should not have. And I think that carries across just teams in general. Trying to add new players into the fold is not an easy thing to do on the fly in the NBA. So edges, I think, working against Milwaukee here is the rust, coming off 3 days rest. Also their first home game after a road trip. Also a knock against them trying to work new players into the lineup. And hey, this Miami team, they're not. You don't have to question the motivation this team has. I mean, they are clearly playing for this streak. They're playing great basketball right now. They're playing hard every night. They want to keep this streak going, and I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet on that tonight. We're getting hopefully a rusty Milwaukee team against a hungry, hot Heat team. So that's the play of the day here, guys. Take the 4 points with Miami. I think they're going to win this game outright. So that's our first play of the day. Put it on the board. Miami Heat plus the 4. I hope it works out. So just as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Good night and good luck. Go Heat.